main character, who once conquered the most difficult dungeon in history, was betrayed by his closest friend. Even his lover was stolen. They did these things only for the divine artifact that main character had just acquired. This was the appearance of the most ancient S-rank dungeon. Before main character arrived, no one had ever successfully cleared it. Countless class users had lost their lives here, but main character entered the dungeon alone, slaying the strongest monstrous beast within. He had originally thought that fierce cheers awaited him, but unexpectedly, his companions betrayed him. It turned out that all of this was a conspiracy by Zhang Tang. In a fit of rage, main character drew his treasured sword and activated the power of the inverted god realm. He declared, "If you want the divine artifact, come and take it. I'm just afraid you won't have the life to steal it." They felt the fluctuations of the divine artifact and were all stunned in place. At this moment, a figure appeared from the sky. It was the lover main character cherished most, Ran Xiaoman. Although main character felt very doubtful about her appearance. However, he didn't think too much about it either, just as the main character smugly told her that even if these people rushed him together, they might not necessarily defeat him. Ran Xiaoman suddenly stabbed the main character. He looked at her in heavy shock, utterly confused in his heart. Why exactly? At this moment, the crowd, seeing their chance, immediately activated a restraining magic formation on the main character. Seeing the seal mark on his body, he finally reacted. The girl he loved most had betrayed him long ago. At this moment, Ran Xiaoman had already rushed into Zhang Tang's arms. It turned out everything was a lie. Ever since the main character awakened his 9-star innate talent, this scoundrel couple had begun to set up their scheme, using the main character to obtain the strongest divine artifact inside the dungeon. Damn it, you despicable bastards deserve to die. Just as they surrounded and attacked the main character, a skeletal hand suddenly emerged from beneath the ground. A woman in white blocked the main character, using her undead summoning to fend off the crowd's attack. When the main character clearly saw the situation, he was astonished to discover that it was the person who had always admired him, named Gui Yao. Cheer up, don't let these despicable scoundrels get their way. Although Gui Yao possesses the powerful ability to summon Death Spirit, currently, she still cannot block so many attacks from these masters. Zhang Tang raised his weapon and charged towards Gui Yao. Main character saw it, wanted to warn her, but it was too late. Just a second later, a sword slash swept past, and Gui Yao was thus slain by Zhang Tang. Main character could only stare at this scene, unable to do anything. Su Ming, you're next. Once I deal with you, the divine artifact will be mine. You beasts! Don't think that you can bind me like this. Even if I lose my life, I will not give the divine artifact to you. Skill, divine tier cultivation technique, burst. Its terrifying power immediately shattered the formation. The surrounding people all avoided the explosion, widening the distance. Main character rushed to Gui Yao's side and embraced her. I'm sorry, I have let you down so much. In the end, you were the one who sacrificed yourself to save me. Gui Yao was about to breathe her last, only managing to utter one final sentence. Even if I die, I want to die with you. After saying that, she closed her eyes forever. Today, I, Slaughter God Su Ming, am here. If I could return to that day, I would definitely chop you all into a million pieces. Witnessing main character's full outburst, Ran Xiaoman and the others were very doubtful. What exactly did main character want to do? Just a second later, Zhang Tang immediately realized. Main character wanted to take the divine artifact and continue into the deathly dungeon. Quickly stop him. Don't let him take the divine artifact. However, it was already too late. Main character had embraced Gui Jiao and jumped down from the cliff. If you all want the divine artifact so much, then come down here and get it. Along with main character's body, he fell into the demonic abyss. The sinful path, divine realm in his hand, emitted a dazzling light. The moment main character opened his eyes, he found himself back on the day of the awakening ritual. Main character couldn't believe he had been reborn. In this life, he swore to make that scoundrel couple pay the most tragic price. Congratulations to Zhang Tang for awakening the hidden combat class. Demonic Hammer Warrior. Innate attribute level, 8 stars. Seeing this person once again, main character's anger immediately surged. However, he was stopped by a hand. Su Ming, I finally found you. Today is the day of awakening. Are you stressed? You look quite worried, don't you? Don't worry. I still have to congratulate you later. Seeing his best friend from his previous life who sacrificed for him, the main character swore in this life to use all his strength to protect her. At this moment, the principal on the stage continued. Next up, student Gu Yao. Gui Yao then stepped onto the awakening platform. After she placed her hand on the heavenly stele, an immense surge of energy burst forth from the heavenly stele. Ding! Congratulations to Gui Yao for awakening the hidden combat class. Purple Spirit Summoner, with innate attribute, 7 stars. Everyone was extremely shocked, not expecting it to be the Purple Spirit Summoner that everyone desired. Only the main character was not surprised. Everything in this life was the same as in his previous life. Next, it was the main character's turn. Under everyone's gaze, he slowly walked onto the awakening platform. In his previous life, the main character's life trajectory had changed since this day of awakening. At that time, a strange phenomenon occurred. An unknown power enveloped the entire awakening platform. Finally, he awakened the legendary innate attribute 9 stars class. In this life, the main character wants to continue unfolding his legendary life. Come here, let me once again feel the fluctuations of the runes. However, at this very moment, he looked forward in surprise. Unexpectedly, it was the inverted god realm that was continuously glowing. What exactly is this fluctuation? Why is it completely different from the previous life? And why is this system interface yellow? Ding! The strongest war god class transfer system has successfully bound. The system has bound a completely new class for you. Successfully awakened, mythical class. Sword God. A purple curtain was covering the entire sky. Su Ming, in his student clothes, stood before the fiery red void. Principal Wang hurriedly said, "Such a strange phenomenon has appeared. What class is he about to transfer to?" Many discussions arose. If it's a combat class, it's amazing. But, if it's a life class, it's terrible. You idiot! How could such a strange phenomenon be a life class? Zhang Tang grimaced, muttering with a hint of shock. That guy. Su Ming remained motionless. Why is he standing still? Su Ming gritted his teeth. The awakened class was Sword God, not Slaughter God from his previous life. His finger pressed the button. This golden system, he thought to himself, this is different from his previous life. The system appeared, having identified and confirmed the target, Su Ming. On the system panel, an image of a red sword appeared. The system announced, awakening the profession. Sword God, golden talent. Myriad things ascension. Su Ming was surprised. Golden talent. This profession was even higher than the 9-star level he had awakened in his previous life. Suddenly, he smiled confidently and whispered, "If that's truly the case, it definitely surpasses the Slaughter God of my previous life." The system announced, opening the skill interface for you. Profession skills. No abilities have been awakened yet. Suddenly, Su Ming looked at the system with a hint of surprise. He angrily said, "What is this? At least give me a skill. Otherwise, how can it be worthy of the gold tier?" Everyone started discussing. What is that guy doing? He's too slow. Su Ming, have you finished your class advancement? Su Ming gritted his teeth. No skills at all. How is that different from before awakening? Is this system messing with me? The system appeared. Feedback received. Continuing to guide you. Please confirm the ring. A ring appeared in Su Ming's palm. Release. The gem on the ring simultaneously glowed brightly. The system announced, rebellious Tao God ring successfully recognized. Suddenly, a beam of light descended from above, creating a powerful shockwave. Principal Wang exclaimed in surprise, "Is the awakening complete?" A bright star with the symbol 10 appeared in the sky. Principal Wang's eyes widened. 10 star. Everyone was surprised. It's 10 star. Hidden class advancement. Imperial Sword Master. 10 star attribute. What kind of heaven-defying monster is this? This truly is the talent of a top scholar. I thought Zhang Tang, with his 8-star magic pool warrior, was already terrifying enough. Who knew another powerful 10-star individual would appear? Principal Wang called out. This year is truly a year where the academy has cultivated exceptional talents. Not only have many students with hidden classes appeared, but also a genius possessing a 10-star innate attribute. Although the Imperial Sword Master class is not the most prominent among Sword Master classes, possessing a 10-star innate attribute talent, I believe that in the future, Su Ming will certainly have limitless potential. As the principal, I have decided to reward Su Ming with a cultivation assisting item. Many people discussed, yet it's only an Imperial Sword Master. What a waste of innate talent. Imperial Sword Master is a type of class. The Imperial Sword Master was originally the weakest profession. Originally, melee combatants only needed to train physical attack, but the Imperial Sword Master was both melee and ranged, having to train both physical attack and magic. Although they could use ranged attacks, this dispersed the resources for training melee combat, ultimately making their combat power only average. This was clearly a weak profession. It was true that God opened one door, but also closed another. A 10-star talent, for a weak Imperial Sword Master, if they tried hard, could become a reliable assistant. He could improve, but an Imperial Sword Master had to put in more effort than others to gain points. And whether he could even pass the novice stage was still a problem. Stop flattering me. Su Ming's face darkened. In your eyes, an Imperial Sword Master is no different from a useless person. Suddenly, Gui Yao rushed over, calling out loudly, Su Ming. Her face was beaming with a smile. Congratulations. Su Ming awkwardly replied. Gui Yao, are you congratulating me too? She continued. They're all talking nonsense. To be able to awaken a 10-star talent, Su Ming, you're truly too outstanding. This profession is a bit weaker in the early stages, but I believe Su Ming, you'll have absolutely no problem. He replied with a smile. Thank you, Gu Yao. I don't mind them. Their reaction like that is very much to my liking. Gui Yao was surprised. Ha! Principal Wang began to speak loudly. Next student. All the male students started to clamor in unison. Go! You're so beautiful. Xiaomin smiled radiantly with her beautiful face, introducing herself. Ran Xiaomin. Zhang Tang said shyly. Xiaomin, go for it. She nodded. Continuous cheers were heard. Xiaomin, go for it. Gui Yao spoke up. Xiaomin is so loved by many people, truly worthy of being our school's belle. Su Ming said. The ceremony isn't over yet. Xiaomin, you interrupted. I'm not interested. In his previous life, that girl had exploited her talent, and in the end, didn't hesitate to betray him. The beautiful Xiaomin was walking forward. Su Ming once thought, her face is confident. This grudge must definitely be avenged. At this moment, Su Ming was strolling on the city streets. Everything in this life seemed unchanged. He secretly pondered. Except for his awakened profession, system notification, skill, complete concealment, legendary, returning to its essence, can hide or modify information about one's equipment, profession, and skills. Su Ming's gaze intently looked at the system panel, complete concealment. One of the 4 skills he brought back from his previous life, the ring with the glowing gem, appeared in Su Ming's mind. The ring appeared in Su Ming's palm. Ring. System notification. Rebellious Dao God Realm. Divine artifact discarded. You have inherited a portion of Bin Shen's class skills. Su Ming was astonished. New class Sword God. Skills of Slaughter God. The system displayed. Strength 10. Constitution 10. Non-Hand 10. 10. Spirit 10. Luck 101. Su Ming thought to himself, innocent commoners. Bearing jade becomes a crime. To avoid repeating the past life where I was exploited by others, and given that my current strength is still insufficient, if my 10-star talent cannot be hidden, then I must conceal the information about the Sword God class. I must seize this opportunity to be reborn in this life, based on my experience from the previous life. The second day, after the awakening ceremony ends, will bring the challenge of the Novice Dungeon. For me, the Novice Dungeon poses no challenge at all. To level up faster and obtain better equipment, I must challenge the toughest boss. Before that, I need to find a good weapon. At this moment, in an extremely grand hotel, Zhao Man blushed and said, You're really naughty, Zhang Tang. The awakening ceremony just ended this morning, and now you already want to bring me here, he said awkwardly. Don't mention the awakening ceremony anymore. That Su Ming actually stole all my thunder. Xiao Man continued. Don't be angry. Although Su Ming is only an Imperial Sword Master, his awakened attributes are too high. He will definitely have a lot of value to exploit later. Zhang Tang looked down and smiled. Oh, what do you mean? Xiao Man raised her phone. Look at this. He looked at the phone in surprise. What is this? She continued. How about I go flirt with him? He'll definitely take the bait. After that, we can exploit him as we wish. At this moment, in the city center, with an incredibly clear sky, the elevator doors opened on the 12th floor. The attendant extended a hand. Welcome to this 12-story weapon shopping area. We wish you a pleasant shopping experience. Su Ming thought to himself. This is the place. It seemed that the awakening rituals at schools recently this year had also concluded. The awakened students were preparing for the novice trial tomorrow. Suddenly, a voice spoke up. Oh, this is the latest model. From the advertisement. I want it. But we are just awakened students. How can we afford such an expensive weapon? Later, we'll have to diligently use our awakened abilities to earn money like oxen and horses. This is the Azure Frost Sky Cold Sword, the latest greatsword forged by the current highest-ranking class user. I can't believe this item is already available on the market. A price of 1 million descent coin. That's too expensive. Of course, this sword, as long as it touches the target, can completely freeze the blood in the monster's body. This is a diamond-tier weapon. Countless praises rang out. So powerful. Su Ming thought to himself. This weapon is fake. I remember in my previous life. These merchants, selling fake goods, were all caught in the end. Suddenly, a loud call interrupted. Wait! Jiang Lan suddenly appeared and asked, Are you Su Ming? Su Ming was bewildered. Who is that? She continued. I haven't introduced myself yet. I am the deputy director of Jiang An Financial Group. Jiang Lan. This is my business card. He took the business card in his hand and said, It seems I don't know you. Everyone turned their eyes towards them. Jiang Lan continued. Su Ming, all your expenses here today, Jiang An Financial Group has covered them entirely. I hope you, Su Ming, can help me with something. He still calmly replied. Help with what? Jiang Lan held out her hand. Give me the photo. A subordinate held up a phone in front of Su Ming. Yes. Please look at the photo. Jiang Lan continued. This is my younger sister, Jiang Yunqing. She goes to the same school as you. She also just woke up this morning. News of Su Ming's 10-star talent awakening had spread. I've investigated very thoroughly. With your talent, tomorrow's novice dungeon should not be difficult. I believe you also know that only those who awaken their class for the first time are allowed into the novice dungeon. I hope you can form a team with her, protecting her as she completes the challenges in the novice dungeon. Su Ming said nothing, only staring at her. He coldly replied, Refuse. I'm not interested. Jiang Lan was surprised. Huh. As long as you agree, you can choose any weapon in this shop. Su Ming replied, I refuse. She was angry. As a poor student who just successfully awakened, you shouldn't refuse me. Suddenly, Su Ming's finger pointed in one direction. Is that so? He pointed at the giant sword. Then I want that one. That was the Azure Frost Sky Cold Sword worth 1 million. Whispers began to spread. Is that guy taking advantage to make demands? Jiang Lan was surprised. You're making things difficult for me. With your current status, do you really think you're worth 1 million coin? Su Ming replied with a smile. Didn't you say I could choose freely? If you don't want to, then forget it. Many things cannot find shortcuts. Tell your sister to put all her effort into preparing for tomorrow's Novice Instance Dungeon Challenge, Jiang Lan said awkwardly with a smile. You, Su Ming, are truly interesting. This time, it seems we have offended you. Let's go. Everyone started to stir. They had already provoked the people of Jiang An Financial Group. Suddenly, a message appeared on the screen. Whose message was it? The name Ran Xiaoman appeared. It was indeed Ran Xiaoman. She messaged him. Su Ming, haven't you always liked me? I've changed my mind. I want to see you. Meet tonight on the rooftop of the lecture hall. He thought to himself, it's exactly like before. Even though I haven't awakened as a Slaughter God class user yet, she's still Ran Xiaoman. You haven't changed at all. Su Ming's eyes darkened. In his previous life, at this time, he didn't hesitate to reply. Okay, I won't leave until I see you. Su Ming quietly asked, Excuse me. The waiter replied, Yes, please ask, how may I help you? He continued, Are these sword stones, which can be used to randomly obtain high-grade sword weapons? The waiter replied, Ah, yes. These weapon blanks have a chance to open up silver-grade weapons, but you must understand, these are all. Most raw ore only yields the lowest level weapons. I hope you consider carefully before buying. Su Ming replied. This is exactly what I need. The attendant's eyes widened in confusion. As he looked at Su Ming, he continued, compared to buying an expensive silver-grade weapon that will quickly become obsolete, it's most reasonable to use a cheap price here to gamble for a silver-grade weapon. Instead of saying gamble, it should actually be said that I can see the data inside these raw ore. This is all thanks to the second skill that Slaughter God left for me in my previous life. System notification. Skill Eye of Affliction Insight. Legendary. Returning to its essence. Eyes capable of seeing through essence, able to perceive the origin information of all matter. Su Ming smiled and thought to himself, that's it. Compared to a regular silver-grade weapon that sells for over 1 million yuan in Jianglan, now it only costs 50 yuan, which is truly a steal. For me, returning to being a poor student, it's perfectly suitable. Yang Ting whispered, isn't that the kid who just rejected the Jian and financial group? Ruan wondered, what's in his hand? Isn't this just trashy raw ore for gambling on stones and opening weapons? Dai Jin sneered, I thought you were someone special, kid, daring to refuse a tycoon's invitation, just to come here and play with trashy raw ore. Are you an idiot? Su Ming sighed, thinking, I recognize him now. In his previous life, he was the rich young master Yang Ting, who specialized in bullying junior students. How troublesome. Su Ming turned his head and said, hey, I'm telling you something. Yang Ting was surprised. Huh. Su Ming continued, do you guys dare to bet 5,000 descent coin with me that I can open a silver-grade weapon? At this moment, Ruan and Yang Ting looked at each other. Both laughed loudly and said, he really is an idiot. This kind of raw ore has a 99% chance of opening junk. I've never seen anyone so eager to throw money away. Su Ming smiled and said, let's see who's throwing money away for whom. So it's decided then. I'll open it now, and you two better not try to welch on the debt. The system appeared before his eyes. Confirm opening raw ore. Yang Ting laughed and said, can a penniless guy like you even scrounge up 5,000 to give me? Talk after that, the system announced. Skill Eye of Affliction. Insight activated. A blazing red symbol appeared, which I could see. The ground began to shake violently. Come out, Ruan. Ruan was astonished. Ha! Yang Ting was scared. No way! A weapon had appeared, resting in Su Ming's palm. Everyone was looking on in awe. System notification. Received weapon, black iron, scarlet wind, sword silver lower grade, with the special characteristic of 2-todak bit hung. This sword, after wounding monsters, can absorb blood on its blade, healing the wielder's wounds. Su Ming's demeanor at this moment was extremely confident. Truly a good weapon, and it just so happened to be suitable for tonight's appointment. An extremely sharp sword appeared before his eyes. Ruan fearfully stepped back, truly having been guessed correctly by him. Su Ming smiled and said, this sword doesn't cost a cent coin, and it has a blood absorption effect, even saving on healers. The system displayed, received sword, profound steel, silver grade, blood absorption effect, plus 10%. The tip of the sword slowly approached Yang Ting's face. He continued, you play, you pay, so I'll take these 5,000 descent coin. In an instant, the 5,000 was transferred via phone. Yang Ting loudly said, kid, I'll remember you. Su Ming smiled. Next time, don't bet so easily with others. The waiter whispered. Ah, for many years now. No one has been able to open a weapon from raw ore from the data in the middle of the store. Su Ming continued. Hello, I still need a scabbard. If I'm not mistaken, it's exactly 5,000 descent coin. Right, the waiter awkwardly said. Ah, yes. Come here and choose a sword scabbard. Yang Ting said angrily. That's it. This kid is too lucky. System notification. Received silver tier sword scabbard. Effect. Reduces weapon durability wear by 50%. Su Ming thought to himself. With a sword scabbard, weapon wear can be significantly reduced. Now, I don't have enough money to replace my sword. The attendant bowed. Thank you for your patronage. System notification. Do you want to activate the hidden function? Weapon materialization. Su Ming shook his head. Not yet, his face darkened. I still have another weapon. At this moment, he was in a private corner, preparing to level up again. In this life, Although I have awakened the Sword God class, I still don't have any usable class skills. However, on the class talent map, there must be a very powerful primordial talent. A golden magic circle appeared, displaying Myriad Things Ascension. The system displayed which loot can be upgraded. Combat, equipment, scrolls, can be ascended directly or indirectly. Once, Su Ming thought to himself, just this talent alone is truly worthy of the Sword God class, representing the gold tier. System notification. Successfully activated the Myriad Things Ascension talent for the weapon, receiving the effect. Phantom Steel Blood Draining Sword. Superior grade. Blood absorption effect. After locking onto a target, absorb the target's blood through attack or contact, healing the owner's wounds. Blood drain effect. After defeating a monster, temporarily increase all attributes by 5 points for 30 seconds. Su Ming chuckled to himself, thinking, after killing an enemy, I can get a temporary buff that boosts all attributes. Not bad. He activated the hidden weapon materialization function. Now, tomorrow's novice instance dungeon will be much easier. At this moment, at the school, dusk was falling. Su Ming silently stood on a high floor with his sword. Xiao Man had also appeared by now. Settling on the rooftop, she gently turned her head and said, "You're finally here," Su Ming replied in a low voice. "You're late." Xiao Man's eyes suddenly widened, and she froze. At the same time, a sharp blade was raised high before her eyes. Xiao Man's terrified scream echoed throughout the building. Ah! The tip of the blade was pinned to the ground. "What are you doing?" She felt a terrifying aura emanating from him. Su Ming. His face darkened, his eyes sharp. "I've come for revenge. In the previous life, you were the one who said you'd return for revenge." Xiao Man asked in fear. "Revenge? What are you talking about? I even had to accept your confession. I, Slaughter God Su Ming, swear here that you wanted to date me. Now you want to hurt me." Su Ming's voice deepened. "That was a matter of a past life," he recalled. "You, recognized as the school's belle, were always a prominent figure in school, while I, an orphan from a young age, never noticed by anyone. Truly never thought I would have the chance to have any connection with you. Even more unexpectedly, on the second day after the awakening ceremony." Xiao Man gently asked, "Su Ming, are you not feeling well?" Su Ming thought, "You actively cared about me again. Since that day, I had received your attention. That was the attention I had always yearned for since childhood." Confessions. Scenes of the two of them together, incredibly happy. Dates. Scenes I had once imagined. Intimate actions. Those days were the time I cherished the most. But all of that was false. All the shady dealings between you and Zhang Tang, I know them all. You just wanted to exploit my talent and abilities. Xiao Man fearfully stepped back. You're talking nonsense." Su Ming continued. "Whether I'm talking nonsense or not, the beautiful and generous Ran Xiaomen of the past was all a lie. Her true face was nothing but vain ambition, despicable and shameless." Xiao Man panicked, gritting her teeth. Unable to utter another word, she suddenly yelled in anger, "What do you know, orphan? If it weren't for your talent still having some value, you wouldn't even have the chance to speak to me. How dare you call me shameless? Zhang Tang and I will not let you off." Su Ming's face darkened. He said, "Go ahead, do whatever you want. But I'm afraid you should worry about yourself first. If the matter of you two scoundrel couple gets out, it will surely affect your pure and noble image quite a bit." Ran Xiaomen. She looked at him angrily, gritting her teeth with murderous intent. Suddenly, Xiao Man forcefully grabbed her weapon. She immediately leaped high from behind, exactly like in her previous life. A stream of brilliant red suddenly appeared, flowing along the blade. Su Ming's eyes glanced, saying, "You like to secretly harm others." I had already guessed it. The system appeared, activating blood absorption. After locking onto the target, attacking or making contact will absorb the target's blood, healing the owner's wounds. Continuous streaks of blood appeared surrounding the body. Su Ming said loudly, "From the very beginning, the trap set was aimed directly at you." At this moment, Xiao Man's eyes were attacked with extreme pain. Turning red, she immediately collapsed onto the floor, screaming, "Ah, my face!" A desperate cry. "My face is disfigured." Su Ming coldly replied, "All of this is your own doing. Now is the time for my revenge." Xiao Man angrily said, I will tell Zhang Tang to kill you. A scene from the past appeared. Zhao Man had once embraced him. The sword at this moment was being retrieved by him. Su Ming turned and left, saying to Zhang Tang, "Come find me to settle the score. Today's sword strike counts as mine." This sword strike also ended the concern he once cherished. An unexpected message appeared on the phone. "Please accept your gift." The gift package includes Potent Cultivation Pill, Battlesuit, 10,000 Descent Coin. The school gave this gift package specifically to Su Ming, the owner of 10-star talent, hoping he would use it well and achieve excellent results in the novice dungeon. Signed, Principal Wang. At 6 a.m. the next day, the sunlight shone on the mysterious-looking red gem. Su Ming put the potent cultivation pill into his mouth with relish. He mumbled, "This potent cultivation pill, Principal Wang, is quite generous, but I guess it's just out of pity for me awakening 10-star talent. Imperial Sword Master should want to help me make up for something. This meal is really not suitable for breakfast at all." At this moment, the system sound rang out, and his physical stats increased. He widened his eyes in a daze at the surprise brought by the effectiveness of this marrow-strengthening pill. System notification. "Congratulations, you have leveled up to level 2. Su Ming." Level 2, Class, Sword God. Mythical Rank, World Unique. Strength, 10 points. Constitution, 20 points. Agility, 20 points. Spirit, 10 points. Luck, 10 points. The golden symbols emitted a dazzling and meaningful light. Passive talent activated. Sword Body Origin. Origin is the heart, naturally born with sword intent. Su Ming looked up at the sky, thinking, as expected of my 10-star golden talent. I can already learn a new talent at level 2. Today, I'm entering the Novice Instance Dungeon. Let's see how I perform. The Novice Instance Dungeon area of Xuanjing Academy's first academy. Light shone through the leaves in the deep forest space. Each footstep rubbing against the ground created a hurried sound. Su Ming was helpless as drops of sweat fell from his cheeks. Cheers rang out around him. "Su Ming, can we form a team with you? With your 10-star talent potential and the newbie gift pack given by the principal, even if you are an Imperial Sword Master, completing this novice dungeon should be easy. Let us go with you. Our professions can also greatly support the weaknesses of an Imperial Sword Master, compensating for shortcomings with strengths, and we can also increase the contribution points obtained." Su Ming thought. Annoyed, this group of people really still looks down on my profession. They are so pragmatic. Sorry, I already have a team. At this moment, Gui Yao ran over and shouted loudly, "Ha, Su Ming, you already have a team. I came early in the morning, just to be the first to form a team with you." Su Ming explained awkwardly. "Gui Yao, actually, I want a challenge not for ordinary contribution rewards. If you form a team with me, I'm afraid I'll get you hurt. I plan to challenge it alone." Seeing Su Ming whisper like that made her look bewildered. "Oh, really?" Suddenly, a warm, deep voice rang out. "Excuse me, are you classmate Su Ming? I am Yan Zi from Class 4. My awakened talent is 9-star Wandering Devil Knight. I wonder if Su Ming would like to join our team." Su Ming looked at him, who was inviting so enthusiastically. Yan Zi, I remember in his previous life, he was also a 9-star awakening, like me. He said, "No." Gui Yao walked over with a cheerful face and said, "Su Ming has already teamed up with me, so you guys shouldn't bother him anymore." Yan Zi replied awkwardly, "Oh, I'm sorry to have bothered you," she said sternly. "The others too, disperse." Su Ming looked at her intently. Gui Yao was indeed reliable. I remember the opening time for the instance dungeon must be now. Just then, an announcement sounded. "Students challenging Novice Dungeon Floor 127 officially begin," he softly said. "It's here." On the screen, another announcement appeared. "I'm truly sorry. Our principal overslept and couldn't make it to the scene to cheer you on. He can only livestream from home beforehand to tell you about the rules of the Novice Dungeon. The one-day Instance Dungeon Challenge is a mandatory newbie challenge for this batch. Every student has been registered. As soon as you enter the Instance Dungeon, we can identify your information. Inside the Instance Dungeon, each participant will be scored individually, based on their contribution value for each corresponding challenge, and then rewards will be distributed. To ensure survival rates, it is best for you to challenge the Instance Dungeon in teams, Simply completing the instance dungeon within the day will count as completing the first instance dungeon challenge after awakening. Students, your fated moment has arrived. Are you ready? Looking around, he couldn't find him. Gui Yao kept glancing around. Hey, where's Su Ming? Principal Wang smiled. Without further hesitation, the instance dungeon officially began. At this moment, a fierce surge of energy erupted. Gui Yao shouted loudly. Someone's gone in. Around them was a chaotic sky mixed with energy. Yan Zhe added. I see it too. That's Su Ming 10-star. The green energy gem glowed, radiating a mysterious aura throughout the space. Su Ming gently floated in the space with a satisfied expression. He smiled. This novice dungeon feeling is very familiar. I suddenly feel a bit nostalgic. Back then, I was both scared and excited. I rushed in haphazardly just to earn more contribution points. Blue Star's newly advanced class users. The cosmic slaughter is about to begin. This place is full of dangers and opportunities. You will complete the challenges here, to leave here and receive rewards. Besides accumulating enough contribution points and defeating regular bosses, there is also another way with a higher difficulty. But in this life, I want to choose the most difficult challenge. Killing the mid-game hidden boss. I'm here. The surrounding space was filled with a romantic light in the deep forest. Yang Guangchao, with a prominent circular energy light button. Su Ming observed and realized that this was an F rank, completely different from the map when he came to this instance dungeon in his previous life. Each year, the novice dungeon map is randomly generated. Therefore, the route planning for each contestant will also be different. All starting points, when entering the teleportation gate in the instance dungeon, are random, as are the types of monsters encountered inside. This type of monster is an elite monster. Although it looks like a tree and doesn't move, if its vines lock onto a target, that person will be dragged into the burning tree hollow on its head and roasted. Su Ming's goal is to challenge the hidden boss, so it's best to stay away from these tough monsters. The reason he was eager to enter the instance dungeon first was to scout the route beforehand and find the necessary items for challenging the hidden boss. Even if the map changes, the boss's fighting style remains the same. If more people enter later, gathering items will no longer be easy. Depart. At 7:30 a.m., a contestant entered. Yang Ting looked around and said, It seems there are no other contestants around here. It's very quiet, so it must be safe. Gui Yao, with darting eyes, spoke up. Yang Ting. Something is stirring. Amidst the chaotic atmosphere, a massive, looming figure was approaching, terrifying everyone. Yang Ting, axe in hand, was now sweating, his face filled with panic as he cried for help. The people around, hearing such a desperate scream, were stunned and tense. Large monsters ran out one by one. Someone shouted, Those are giant bloodthirsty mad rats. Run, Yang Ting! His face drenched in sweat, yelled, Split up and run! At this moment, an announcement came from outside. 3 instance dungeon participants have been bitten to death by bloodthirsty mad rats. Among them, the one with the highest awakening talent is 6-star, Li Da Zhao. The moment that system announcement was made, the surrounding hall became chaotic. A sudden voice rang out. Even a 6-star awakened person, Gui Jiao, with wide, round eyes, softly spoke. I haven't even had time to form a team yet. Participants have already sacrificed themselves in the instance dungeon. Everyone nervously shouted. Everyone, quickly form teams. Those in the instance dungeon need more help. At the same time, Zhang Lan, with her slender figure, was constantly panting. Running away exhaustedly, she cautiously tilted her head to observe. They're all gone. In the thick, enveloping space, Zhang Lan ran in despair. Where is this? I can't get my bearings. At this moment, her pupils widened, and she broke out in a cold sweat of fear. Behind the bush, a massive figure with bulging muscles was hiding. The atmosphere seemed to suffocate as the giant monkey monster stepped out with glowing red eyes. Its body was 10 times larger than Zhang Lan, making her heart clench in fear. Zhang Lan's face turned pale, trembling continuously. Suddenly, a rocket dagger appeared with an extraordinary energy glow. With just a basic stab, it killed the monkey monster, blood splattering everywhere. Sun Ming, with overwhelming momentum, rushed down with his majestic sword. Zhang Lan stared blankly at the sight of him, rushing down through the air. In the fierce whirlwind of the forest space, the contestants panicked. A bloodthirsty brown bear, elite level 5, with terrifying attack power, ran out at a terrifying speed, scaring the contestants. How come we just arrived and already encountered elite monsters? So unlucky. Yang Ting screamed in pain as hunting dogs attacked, gnawing frantically, and causing blood to splatter everywhere. Swamp Hunter. Level 2 also darted out, rushing towards its prey. Chasing Hound. Level 3 attacked frantically with sharp teeth. Fang Tian shouted loudly, "Call the communication channel. The 9 o'clock position on the map is surrounded by monsters." Requesting more support. The level 5 Dragon Scale God also cried for help. The 6 o'clock direction also needed help. The 11 o'clock direction was also surrounded, with monsters continuously pouring in. At the same time, Bei Qiao's voice trembled as she spoke. Towards the center, the 5-person team, my team. Her voice grew increasingly shaky as she looked ahead, where she was shielded by bloody corpses. They've all sacrificed themselves. Bei Qiao knelt on the ground in despair. If they hadn't told me to run, the instance dungeon had only just begun. Half an hour ago. This instance dungeon for new players is too difficult. Can newly awakened people like us truly survive it? On this side, Zhang Lan's pupils constricted, as if she had just witnessed something shocking. The giant ape monster was crushed with a single decisive sword strike. Su Ming's heroic figure descended powerfully with his sword. Jiang Lan stared blankly at that figure, taken by surprise. When he landed safely, she offered praise. Strong, so strong. He immediately took down that monster. Thank you for saving me. You are. Seeing that familiar demeanor and mighty aura, Jiang Lan softly spoke. Su Ming, the 10-star. He smiled. I just happened to be passing by. But I can't save you a second time. That monster hasn't been defeated yet. As soon as Su Ming finished speaking, her face turned pale. Ha! Zhang Lan quickly tucked her legs and ran away. I'll go call for reinforcements for you. Su Ming, you hold on for now. The eye symbol, with a mysterious red energy stream, was the pupil of goodness. Its ferocity was like a raging storm, mixed with terrifying fire energy. The system displayed a notification. Perpetrator, Mutated Monkey King, Level 3, with sky-high stats, Skill, Smash. Su Ming used the pupil of goodness to observe, and it turned out to be a mutated Monkey King. No wonder the ordinary creatures in the Grade E instance dungeon could still survive, despite being continuously attacked by his weapon. The sound of its large feet scraping the ground rushed forward. The entire space seemed to be constricted by its jumping ability. He used his eyes to observe its flash skill and exclaimed, "This one is really fast." Su Ming smirked calmly and said, "Then let's have a little fight. In my previous life, I inherited. You have inherited a portion of the Slaughter God class's skills, with high stats, Strength 10, Constitution 10, Agility 10, Spirit 10, Luck 10. Mythical rank, unique in the world, Myriad Things Ascension, 1 move, Complete Concealment, Pupil of Goodness." Su Ming rummaged through his memories. The 3rd skill, Stealth Steps. Stealth Steps increases movement speed, boosting self-speed by 50%. When activated, it immediately grants immunity to all physical, magical, and spiritual attacks, and cannot be targeted. While the skill is active, it consumes a large amount of stamina. Su Ming charged forward frantically with terrifying power. Towards it, Azure intersecting sword, with a powerful surge of energy, plunged straight down. He took advantage of the situation to slip past the mutated ape monster, shouting, "I'm behind you." It seemed to understand and immediately turned its head, roaring fiercely. Seeing it charge, Su Ming laughed loudly, provoking it. It seems there's no need to fight anymore. How boring. In its fierce eyes, Su Ming's image, frantically swinging his attack, was reflected. He quickly seized the opportunity to strike the mutated ape monster with his blade, saying, "I'm not playing with you anymore." The system promptly sounded, successfully defeated the mutated Monkey King. Received loot, new skill scroll, 1-word slash, bronze low grade. Su Ming looked at the screen and thought, the 1-word slash skill, although bronze low grade, is quite decent for this novice dungeon. The system quickly entered. First Blood, a level 2 player, Imperial Sword Master, has completed the first kill of the mutated Monkey King in Furious Forest for the first time, earning the title First Blood. The surrounding contestants quickly updated the instant's dungeon achievement notification. A player had successfully defeated a monster, and it was even a mutated monster. The instant's dungeon title reward was a small healing potion, given to all players in the instant's dungeon. Lin Lin naively spoke up, unaware that a monster was lurking behind, watching. Saved, I needed a timely health replenishment. A commotion of discussions broke out around them. An Imperial Sword Master. Could it be Su Ming from First Academy? That's right. Su Ming is that 10-star Imperial Sword Master. It might not be him. This year, combining a few surrounding cities, there are still a few Imperial Sword Masters. Regardless, the fact that someone completed the first kill of a monster proves that newly awakened individuals like us also have the strength to clear the instant's dungeon. At the same time, Su Ming frowned. Oh no, I forgot. The in-game title system will also reveal my strength. From now on, I can only be careful to use complete concealment skills to modify and hide it beforehand. He just hadn't expected that the instant's dungeon had been open for half an hour, and no one had yet defeated a monster. A pack of hungry wolves, with fierce green eyes approached, carrying level 3 power energy. He hid behind a tree trunk. As one of the newbie leveling monsters, this demon wolf appeared at just the right time for me to test my new sword-style attack skill. Just now, I used the Myriad Things Ascension skill to upgrade the bronze low-grade one-word/skill scroll I received after killing the mutated Monkey King. The system quickly responded. Myriad Things Ascension skill activated. A powerful sword icon appeared along with a dazzling golden energy source. I received a new skill, Draw Sword/low-grade. This skill requires drawing the sword from its sheath, focusing one's spirit, and, with one move, slashing. Amidst the vast and boundless space, a hungry wolf with fierce eyes let out a loud roar. The pack of wolves was astonished to see an ascended light source in the sky, moving at terrifying speed. The surrounding space was then enveloped by a terrifying layer of blazing red energy. Su Ming frowned in thought. The title system in the game would also reveal its power, so he would have to be careful to use his complete concealment skill to modify and hide it beforehand. He realized. This is a demon wolf, one of the 3 types of newbie leveling monsters. Perfect timing. I can test my new sword-style attack skill. The system's voice rang out. You have slain a hungry wolf. Experience plus 80. You have slain 10 hungry wolves. Experience plus 100. You have slain 100 hungry wolves. Gained 8,000 experience points. Tomin held a sharp, brutal sword in his hand. The system's voice rang out. Congratulations, your level has increased to level 9, and you have received the title, Number 1, Legend. He thought. Success, using Draw Sword Seize with its long-range attack attribute, would be much more effective against these low-level wolves. Drawing the sword from its sheath through the sword body, he swiftly and decisively performed the draw sword maneuver. Tomin observed the surroundings of the sword body. The generated energy would accumulate for a certain period, then lock onto the target. His long, narrow eyes focused sharply on the center with a piercing intensity. Then he unleashed a powerful draw sword attack. The glowing ascended energy surged directly towards the hungry wolves. Each attack struck the fierce faces of the hungry wolves, blinding them. At this moment, Tomin's eyes narrowed, as if witnessing something mysterious. Ahead, a large, powerful hungry wolf leader was charging towards him. Its glowing, bright red eyes, and fierce fangs and claws. The clock struck 8:30. He clapped his hands together with determined resolve, ready to achieve victory. Gui Jiao joyfully leaped and set off, and everyone around was bustling with excitement. We also formed a team, and will follow immediately. The smoothly glowing, ascended energy caused the space to become still. At the same time, in the instant's dungeon, the newbies were frantically running in disarray, continuously counterattacking. Everyone was screaming in panic and fear. The main force is coming. Muscular arms swung their swords straight up, attacking powerfully. Beasts continuously suffered painful blows, and blood splattered everywhere. Decisive sword slashes directly struck the monster, sending a chill through the air. The newbies were also stunned one after another, their faces continuously streaming with sweat. The system announced loudly. Successfully killed mutated field mouse. This made them happy. Finally, we defeated the special monster. We can win. We can win. The main force has arrived. We also won't lose to the first player who brought us medicine. Finally leveled up. Again, another first player defeated a boss monster and received a title notification. The system displayed information on the screen. Tien Nu Shi level 9. Player Quang Triu Samlam defeated the first boss monster, received the title Leader of Leaders. After the announcement, everyone was panicked. Mad Ox Master level 9. What the hell? Were creatures this strong before? It even reached level 9. Time rewound. 10 minutes ago, in a space enveloped by powerful energy, the boss monster ran wildly in a chaotic whirlwind. Its eyes glowed red. With superior strength stats, it charged forward. Just one decisive knife strike made it bleed profusely. Full of fear, each hurried step running quickly on the ground created a piercing sound. Su Ming shot straight into the air and frantically yelled, "Don't think you're a leader. What's so great about being a wolf king?" Wolf leader, with its mouth stained with dark red blood, ran over disgustingly. His sharp eyes showed terrifying momentum. "Your opponent is me." Su Ming quickly used powerful momentum to leap into the air with his sword. He was a reincarnator. The system issued a notification. "Congratulations on slaying the silver-backed Wolf King. Experience plus 500. Congratulations on upgrading to Level 1. Skill Draw Sword Seize plus 145. Skill Thunderbolt Sword plus 100. You received loot, Iron Claw Bone, Wolf King's Heart." Yang Ting decisively slew the monster with a cold expression. He looked around. Using all their strength, they finally dealt with these wolves. A teammate joyfully said, "Luckily, we managed to get this instance dungeon title reward in time, the attack axis. Otherwise, we might have been wiped out." Yang Ting muttered, "Tien Nu Shi level 9. The instance dungeon must have a problem. How can a life profession reach level 9 so quickly? It's really mocking us." Yang Ting tiredly threw his sword to the ground, creating a harsh sound. He slumped to the ground, exhausted. "This newbie blade's damage is too low. If that kid hadn't tricked me out of my money at the weapon shop, I would have at least had a silver-grade weapon by now." A subordinate consoled him. "Brother Yang Ting, that's just because that kid was lucky." That remark only made him angrier. And he yelled, "You good-for-nothings. Shut up. I was the one taking all the damage just now, and I still have to share experience with you guys. Killing all these wolves only got me to level 2. What a foolish investment among foolish investments. It's infuriating. I wonder if that kid has entered the instance dungeon yet. If I could meet him and just kill him, it would at least vent my anger." A subordinate quickly consoled him. "Brother Ting, don't be angry anymore. We've all reached level 1 now." Continuing to farm, the wolves would be much easier. At the same time, Su Ming was observing the system screen. All right, in this life, reaching level 10 would activate the first advancement quest. The most important thing was that the opportunity had arrived. In his previous life, when he reached level 10, everything happened after leaving the novice dungeon. Therefore, the randomly refreshed first advancement quest was suited for the E-rank dungeon that he was challenging at a higher difficulty level at the time. At that time, he was completely unable to complete the challenge at the same level, only able to spend a considerable amount of time leveling up to level 5, and then returning to complete the first advancement quest. This significantly reduced the effectiveness of the rewards he received from the first advancement quest. But this life was different. He had reached level 10 right inside the novice dungeon. Therefore, the system emitted a congratulatory sound, activating the first advancement quest. Eliminate the Guardian of the Red Stone Cave, an extremely powerful elite monster. Quest location: Red Stone Cave in Furious Forest. He thought, "It's here." As expected, it's a quest within the novice dungeon, so it'll be much easier. Next, by allocating all advancement points into Nan Nan Hen, this first advancement quest would definitely succeed. Quickly, the system displayed the information panel. The agility attribute has exceeded 100, and the sword martial profession has been received. Sword Martial Grandmaster. Passive skill: low-grade silver quality. You can equip any type of sword weapon, ignoring all requirements. A luxurious meeting room with sunlight streaming in. Xuanjing City. First Academy. A staff member from the Statistics Council spoke up. "Principal, the instance dungeon data rankings for strong talented novices in several surrounding cities have been released." He spoke up. "Could there be a missing statistic? Where is Su Ming? whom I highly regard. The control staff member replied, "There's nothing missing, Principal. This is all the feedback data from the instance dungeon." But at 8 o'clock, the data for the first title of the instance dungeon recorded Imperial Swordmaster. That must be the student Su Ming that the principal is interested in. He casually raised his voice. Only the first title, although the profession is Imperial Swordmaster. He was born with full 10-star attributes. Plus, I even gave him a newbie gift pack. Even if his skills are poor, just relying on strength, he should be able to defeat a few monsters. How could he not make it into the top 500? At this moment, a startled cry rang out. "What is this?" Principal Wang. Ran Ling was holding a data sheet in her hand. "You said that this year, your school has produced some very good sprouts. The 10-star awakening, named Su Ming. Right. My secretary sent me the data for your school's novice dungeon, and I've already reviewed it. Su Ming, the student you recommended, is completely absent from the rankings." Principal Wang explained in embarrassment. "Vice Mayor An, please don't get too angry. Although Su Ming is a 10-star awakening, his profession is Imperial Sword Master, so his combat power in the early stages will be a bit weak." She didn't listen at all, but continued to scold relentlessly. "Even an Imperial Sword Master can't fail to make it into the top 500. Can they?" "Stop explaining, Principal Wang. I see you want to falsely report the student's true strength just to gain more slots for the Heavenly Pagoda Assembly." He was flustered. "I didn't, Vice Mayor." Anne quickly proposed a new plan. "According to current data, your school only has a person named Yan Zi, a 9-star awakening, whose hidden profession is Demon Hunter Ranger, currently ranked second in the rankings, and has potential. He is the best candidate this year, with the potential to compete with the genius Li Chengguang from the neighboring city. There's also someone else I know, the eldest son of the Zhang Tang family, whose hidden profession is Demonic Hammer Warrior, an 8-star talent, currently ranked 4th, and very promising. So now I find myself only able to give you 2 slots for the Heavenly Pagoda Assembly." He wondered, doesn't each academy get 3 slots every year? She turned abruptly and left, saying coldly, "Who told your academy to rank last for the past 2 years? If you rank last again this year, I'm afraid next year, you won't even have a slot to participate in the Heavenly Pagoda Assembly." Principal Wang spoke up. What if a student achieves good results later? Unexpectedly, he only heard Ran Ling's cold voice. "Good results can be dealt with later. I'm very busy. I'll be going now." Principal Wang held the 2 cards in his hand, his heart aching. The Heavenly Pagoda Assembly is an important path to receive quests, earn rewards, and enhance one's strength. The right to participate must absolutely not be lost. Initially, he thought that with a 10-star awakening student this year, there would be a chance to secure an additional slot. Now, they were short 1 slot. Su Ming, you must work hard. Don't disappoint me," he murmured to himself. At the same time, in a cold space, the dwelling place of various elite monsters, with mysterious and dangerous air currents outside the red stone cave, Su Ming closely followed the quest characteristics and the guiding map. Fortunately, he didn't encounter any troublesome small monsters along the way. "I've never been to this place in my previous life, and I have no idea what kind of," he thought to himself. Suddenly, his eyes seemed to have a premonition of something mysterious approaching. Immediately, the thundering footsteps of a beast charging forward made the ground tremble. The beast that emerged was a level 6 gold-digging goblin. He stared blankly at its glowing red eyes. A goblin! A goblin! Su Ming swiftly and resourcefully charged forward at terrifying speed, causing the ground to echo with a frictional sound. In an instant, the goblin monster was quickly defeated, covered in blood. His defiant aura and bravery quickly brought it down with a sharp knife. He quickly dealt with it. "Can't let it alert the entire cave," the system announced. "This corner will activate the goblin cave entrance's consciousness. Goblin mode." He was bewildered. What is this? And immediately, the goblin monster that had just been defeated stood up with a new consciousness. Su Ming frowned. His deep-set eyes narrowed in thought. "It seems this mission isn't as simple as I imagined." The system warned. "All goblins in Red Stone Cave will charge to attack you." Goblin mode is a free-spirited, unrestrained lifestyle, departing from social norms, completely devoid of guilt, manifested through laziness, imposition, or greed. Its sharp fangs and distorted, mutated face were snarling. Groups of goblins were successively cut down by Su Ming's sharp blades. In the cramped, dense space, he quickly executed his attacks. Although they were low level, their numbers were vast. He didn't know if his weapon's durability would hold up. At this moment, he felt a strange sound growing closer and closer. From a deep hollow, a large-bodied goblin monster rushed out, chasing Su Ming. It furiously smashed the ground, causing the surrounding rocks and earth to crack. In the space at this moment, Su Ming decisively leaped high into the air to attack. As he swung his sword, he thought, "These guys are quite smart, aren't they? When I'm in the air, it's very difficult for me to get into a position to dodge." Su Ming looked up at the ferocious groups of goblins rushing towards him. His demeanor still calm, the ascended energy quickly slashed directly into them. He frowned. "My early-stage mana isn't enough for me to use stealth steps for an extended period." Their distorted faces continuously appeared. A group of goblins, plus an elite goblin. With his current early-stage skills, dealing with them was not enough. Directly confronting and defeating them was truly a bit difficult. Su Ming decisively charged towards them. So, the only way was to be more flexible. Su Ming took the opportunity to run into the deep crevices of the rock cave, as his current strategy was to evade first. The elite beasts had bows and arrows ready, waiting for him to attack. At the same time, Su Ming had successfully hidden behind a large rock wall, panting. He sneered, "Come on, all you little darlings." The goblins panicked, all of them freezing in place. The more Su Ming slashed, the more ferocious he became. From behind the rock wall, he swung his sword downwards, shouting, "Here's a gift for you." Wherever the power of the blade swept, the goblins collapsed. At this moment, Su Ming rushed out. He calculated, "As long as I gain the upper hand, I will maximize the advantage of the draw sword seize skill." No sooner said than done. Su Ming's attacks were continuously unleashed with terrifying power. After the terrifying onslaught, Su Ming finally stopped. Only one goblin remained alive in the end. Su Ming looked at the sole surviving goblin with contempt. He didn't know when, but it seemed only one was left. That was the elite goblin captain. Outside, a rustling sound came from within the grass. Ruan was coming from inside. Ruan stammered, looking into the cave. Over there. He pointed at the cave in front of them. "When I was scouting, I discovered sounds of fighting coming from inside the cave." Yang Ting looked in the direction Ruan was pointing. He was skeptical. "Don't joke around. The system for this area states level 7 monster or higher. Who would dare challenge what's inside now?" Seeing that he didn't believe him, Ruan tried hard to explain. "But I really did hear sounds of fighting coming from inside." Suddenly, Yang Ting heard a sound coming from inside the cave. Inside the cave, a faint white mist emanated. Yang Ting noticed something. It seemed like someone was coming out. Ruan also watched nervously. "Who are they?" "Those reckless people fighting monsters here at this time." Seeing the person emerge from the cave, Yang Ting was astonished. Su Ming stepped out refreshed after the battle. Yang Ting thought to himself, "It's a small world for enemies." He immediately recognized him. "It's the kid who once defeated me." Su Ming happily checked the notification board. He still felt excited. This quest is quite interesting, but this step is still just a surprise, not dangerous. Su Ming suddenly felt a surge of malice behind him. Yang Ting was rushing forward, intending to ambush Su Ming while he wasn't paying attention. He attacked with no intention of holding back. Su Ming merely shifted his body slightly and managed to dodge. Yang Ting was surprised. He actually dodged that. "Quickly surround him. Don't let him escape." Su Ming showed no fear despite being surrounded on all sides. "What's this? I wasn't planning on running away at all." Yang Ting approached, angrily shouting, "That day, you caused me great losses. Today, you're unlucky. And I caught you in the instance dungeon." Su Ming hesitated, looking around, not knowing what to say. "You guys." Yang Ting immediately gloated. "What now? Scared, aren't you?" Su Ming scratched his head, asking blankly, "Who are you?" His question irritated Yang Ting, who said angrily, "Have you forgotten us?" Yang Ting had even more reason to be angry. "Damn it. Have you really completely forgotten about winning 5,000 descent coin?" He ordered his friends, "Go, let's deal with him together." The one with the saber, the one with the axe, and the one with the sword all charged forward simultaneously. Su Ming remained still, calmly saying, Even if I don't remember, there's no need to resort to violence, he smiled. Well then, let me try out my new skill. In Su Ming's hand, a beam of light appeared along with a sword. He gently swung his hand. The sword immediately shot out so fast it was invisible. That's the Imperial Sword. The glowing red blade swept across the attackers, making them spurt blood and suffer from injuries after just one strike. Su Ming secretly exclaimed, "Great success!" Yang Ting looked at the sword still stuck in the ground, and exclaimed in panic, "Imperial Sword!" The sword once again soared into the air at Su Ming's command. Yang Ting slumped to the ground, his eyes following the sword, still unable to believe it. How can this be? That's a skill that only a mid-stage Imperial Sword Master can learn. After dealing with the obstacles, Su Ming retracted the move. Amidst others' suspicion, he secretly thought, "This Imperial Sword skill is a silver-tier skill scroll that dropped when I eliminated an elite goblin. Afterward, I upgraded it to a gold-tier skill scroll through the Myriad Things Ascension talent, and it was a skill unlocked randomly, unexpectedly. Unlocking this Imperial Sword skill was so logical, the news would surely spread, and they would increasingly believe that he was indeed an Imperial Sword Master." Su Ming suddenly recalled that, more importantly, after eliminating all the goblins in the Red Stone Cave, he had received a hidden location map of the final treasure in the first quest. Su Ming eagerly opened the notification panel. Notification. He opened the hidden location map. Suddenly, he was startled when he looked at the notification. The system displayed Hidden Treasure Coordinates, Red Stone Cave Part 2. He was disappointed. Why is it Red Stone Cave again? Su Ming was curious. This subtitle, The Life of a Goblin. Scene change. At 11:30 p.m., a group of female students was celebrating their successful monster kill. "We succeeded," Su Su shouted. "We finally worked together to clear out all the small monsters in this area. We really have to thank Fen Fen 7-Star Awakening for leading us. Let's go share the spoils." While Su Su was running towards the monsters to see if anything had dropped, Fen Fen turned back and asked, "What's wrong? Are you tired?" Another female student replied, "Oh, it's nothing. I'm fine." Suddenly, Fen Fen noticed something was wrong. Behind her, it was empty. There was no one. Where did the other teammate go? A loud scream echoed, startling Fen Fen. In the distance, there was only hazy white smoke, no path visible. Fen Fen looked around. Where is everyone? Where did they go? She frantically searched. Weren't we just sharing the spoils? The monsters in this area. That's right. We must have cleared them all. Fen Fen became increasingly panicked. There was nothing on the ground. She was horrified to witness something terrible. How can this be? It's happening? Her scream shook the entire forest.